leads me perfect into my next question, because when I listen to you speak languages, I think the thing that really pops up with you versus maybe some other people is I think your accents in these languages are quite nice.
Thank
How
you.
much of this do you attribute to just, let's say, listening versus any kind of active role that you're taking in your learning? Maybe you do shadowing, I'm not sure. Or how do you think you've developed such a nice pronunciation in many languages? Is it mainly listening or what?
Well, again, going back to the YouTube community and the polyglots, the ones that inspired me the most are those polyglots and speakers of language that have a great accent, great pronunciation, and I always strived to have this pronunciation. And it's actually not the main priority, because the main priority, as I understand this, are words, to have as many words, and of course to be able to use them to understand and to speak. But actually, it's a nice thing to have a nice accent, the right pronunciation, intonation as well. It's something I'm really curious about, and again, when I listen, of course, I pay a lot of attention to pronunciation. Mm, and it's actually an active listening all the time. I'm focused. It's not possible all the time, and I'm not not trying to be a perfectionist in this sense, because otherwise it would be so hard. But I try, at least as far as I can, to concentrate on the message I get on the podcast. This one way I work on pronunciation. It's very, very important, because this way, by listening to a language a lot, you develop a feeling of how things should be pronounced. Because if you listen to a lot, then when you read and listen to the way you read, you can feel that something is wrong, something is not the way you listen to it. So this is the one way, very important. The second way, as you mentioned, shadowing is also very important. And I also do this, but of course, less than listening. And what else? It's very nice um, to listen and to look at the text, at the transcript at the same time. We can do this on YouTube, for example. If there are subtitles, I always try to turn them on to follow along,
Right.
and it's really helpful. What else? The thing that's really helpful to work on your pronunciation is the I don't know how it's called, but the alphabet, the International Phonetical Alphabet, something
The
like that.
IPA. Yeah, yeah.
IPA.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use it that much because I'm lazy, but people who have a great pronunciation, they usually know it, and
Okay.
it's really helpful because so the symbols and the signs they're applicable to any language, and once you know them, it's easier for you to hear the right sound, because the problem as well is that we cannot hear the sounds that we don't have in our language, or we just basically we don't hear them. So this is really helpful. So basically listening, shadowing, a lot of imitation, asking for feedback to native speakers, and that's it. And I don't know, just a strive and desire, I don't know, to have this good pronunciation, because many people just don't actually want or care about that, and it's okay. The important thing is a message and your ability to convey this message. Pronunciation is just a detail, I guess. It's something not
I got
the
you.
most important. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I've seen this with me as a language learner, and I've seen this with my students. I have a pronunciation class, and we'll go over some things, and I'll correct them on some things or explain some things to them that they never realized even existed or didn't know that they were not doing. And sometimes it's nice to have someone to point those things out. I know, like for example, my case in Russian, I guess there's like 2 L sounds, and like almost no one corrects me when I don't make one of the sounds. You know, I had one student that would help me with Russian, and I think it's like the soft L sound, right? And I would just not make that, and then he would say, no, you need to make this. I'm like, how do you do that? And he's like, it's like la 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 la. And I'm like, oh my god, how do you do that? But like without these kind of things, I would just not have the awareness to even think to make that sound. So yeah, sometimes it helps.
Exactly, and same with me with my English, because you know, at school they teach us